You know what the biggest problem with these little retro emulation consoles is that they have far too many games. I know that that's probably just like, yo, what do you even mean, bro? Like, this is the whole reason that I'm getting one of these things. When I go to showcase these retro emulation consoles, which again, links to everything that I'm talking about and showcasing in the video will of course be down in the description below. It's an affiliate link over to Amazon. If I make a 3-hour video showcasing the gameplay, this is what's going to happen. And I know you do this. I know you do it because I do it myself. Okay? If I make a 3-hour video showcasing the gameplay of these, this is what you're going to do. You're going to hover over the timeline and you're going to browse to see which game. You're going to go to that. You're going to browse. You're going to go to this game. You're going to browse, go to this game. Browse, go to this game. And guess what happens? When you make a 3-hour video and you hover over the timeline to skip and only watch maybe 2 minutes of the video, they stop promoting it and the reach to that video stops. Okay. I love doing what I do. I'm not going to stop doing this anytime soon. So yes, I obviously cannot please everybody and do like this console, and then on top of that, this console, and then on top of that, this console, and do every single console from everybody that left one in the comment section below. But what I can do is give you a reason to come back to the channel and watch when I finally do make the video on the console that you want me to make the video on. Anything in the $100 to $200 range is going to perform the exact same way. They all pretty much have the exact same specs inside of them. They're all running the Android operating system. The only difference between them, which every single Amazon listing is going to show you this, is what the interface looks like, what the style of the little console is going to be. As far as the games on them, as far as how they perform, it is going to be pretty much the exact same. From 1950 or whenever the first video game was ever released, any of the consoles that are around $100 will have every single console, every single game on each of those consoles up to the Nintendo 64 in the PS1 era. Then you get into the ones that I would actually recommend to people. And just so we're clear, there's people out there that do not care about these platforms, and that is perfectly fine. I care about them and why I'm saying this. The only ones that I care about are things like the Kinhink X5. That's an incredible value console. It comes with a 4 terabyte hard drive and a little Android it's running Android, but it kind of is a mini PC. It performs incredibly well. And that is for people that are looking to get into the PS2, the Wii, the GameCube, the PS3, because it's a pretty decently optimized thing, but that's pretty much their selling point for that one is the PS2, the GameCube, and that era of gaming. And that's where I would start people out. That's where I would start myself. But I do understand that there's people out there that really only care about Super Nintendo, that really only care about Sega Genesis, that really only care about the Nintendo 64, the PS1, and the Nintendo and Mega Drive and Mega Drive and Master System. But you get my point. There's people that only really care about the early 90s, late 80s, and things of that nature, which is where those $100 consoles come into play, because those are great for anything previous to the Nintendo 64 and the PS1 era. They're going to have every single game from every single console. The only difference between them is what the actual interface looks like. And then you get into the one that I use, the one that I literally have myself and personally use 99.9999% of the time, the 12 terabyte Kinhang hard drive. Undoubtedly the best thing you will ever get. So there's 2 versions of this on Amazon. There's the 12 terabyte Hyperspin, which has this arcadey, very vibrant, energetic feel to it. And it has more games on it. It has a lot more new PC games on that 12 terabyte drive. And that is not the one that I have. if you're just simply looking for more games and that is all you care about, that is the better option for you. But the one that is not on Amazon, at least from what I know of right now, it's no longer on Amazon. There's a 5-in-1 12 terabyte. It's literally the exact same drive. It's from the exact same company. It's got the exact same theme or whatever you want to call it, but the difference is that this one has Retrobat, it has Emulate, it has Launchbox, it has the Hyperspin from the other one, and then it also has Kodi alongside, right? Yeah, so it has Launchbox, Retrobat, Hyperspin, Kodi, and Play Night, and so the other one has Play Night as well. But you get my point. The 12 terabyte drive that isn't 5-in-1, which the listing that I'm talking about would say 5-in-1 12 terabyte Kinhang drive. That's the one that I have. That's the one that I play. And the reason I got that one over the Hyperspin one that also includes Play Night, which Play Night is PC games, new games, okay, is because I genuinely do not care about new PC games. That is not why I emulate stuff. That is not why I play games. The reason I play emulators and the reason I use emulators to play older games is because it allows me to experience them in a better graphical manner. Okay? And just, well, that is if you just want nostalgia and more, like, why don't you just, like, whatever, play it on the original console? Listen, dude, I would love that. First of all, if there was a new modern CRT TV that I could actually buy that didn't weigh 700 pounds and I could set up somewhere, would 100% do that. The problem, you can't buy a CRT TV anymore, okay? And the ones that are for sale are probably going to croak in 3 months, and I genuinely don't feel like buying a new CRT TV every couple of months. And then 2 is because regardless what anybody says, dude, once you look at a 4K screen, once you use a 4K screen, even going to 1440p is disgusting. Looking at 1080p, I literally cannot watch 1080p videos on YouTube anymore on this behemoth of freaking 85-inch TV because I don't have a 4K. I just cannot watch 1080p content anymore. If it's not 1080p, I'm dipping. Or 4K, I'm dipping. 1440p, I can at least watch. Okay, but you get my point. And then on top of that, you got all the different shaders, you got all the different ROM hacks that you can actually play, which is what I play mostly. Just because it's like it's the nostalgia experience, but brand new. And like Super Mario is really good at this. However, yes, you can of course go to the Flip, whatever. There's a ROM hacking website. I forget the name of it. Because the old one, the ROM hacking one that used to be available, it's not up anymore. But either way, the main purpose of this video was just honestly to show you games running and just kind of show you more of the library. So to answer the question why I'm not like testing all these games, dude, is because there's so many games on this. It's like just like the 30-minute video that I made that's literally blowing up my retro channel right now. It's like it's literally where like 90% of my subscribers are coming from, which thank you and welcome to all of the new people. Like that, what was it like? It was like 30 minutes of me. I literally sped up the showcase of those titles to you twice. So I was just scrolling through I didn't even show every single game. I was just like scrolling through consoles for an hour, a little over an hour, dude. Okay. So let's just scroll, let alone testing them. All right. And this honestly, that's literally what I use the 12 terabyte drive. It's literally what I do like 90% of the time is because that 12 terabyte drive has video. So for every single game that you scroll by, it's not like you're just looking at a box art or you're just reading the description. Like it's got the box art, then it's got the back of the box art, right? Like, so it's animated, but it's got the box art. Then it goes to the back of the box art and it transitions into a video. So you get this like box art back of the box art, transitions into the video, then the release date, the creator, the description of the, like, it's so like interactive and animated that it's just like that experience in itself is like, I would even say like that alone makes that 12 terabyte drive worth it. So the reason that I'm making this video, man, I'm so happy that I remembered why I was talking about all that stuff. The reason I'm making this video, and that anxiety thing that I was telling you about, of me like feeling like if I do not do something, I literally cannot sleep. Like that is so I struggle with bipolar disorder, and there's an anxiety aspect to this. If I do not do what I need to do or think I could have done, I will not sleep. And if I do sleep, I'm going to fall asleep for 30 seconds or 30 minutes, wake up, and then my mind won't shut up. Oh, hey, you should have done this the day before. You might as well get up and do it now. And then I will. But so yeah. So the reason I'm talking about this is when you get older and you have to choose between playing a video game and working or just doing something else more productive, you have to choose. And this is where I was going with this. If I record the gameplay of the games that I actually want to play, which is clearly what people want to see, is the actual gameplay on these things, that is me being productive. That is me still having the ability to create content that I could have created. So that's why I was saying what I was saying. Look, man, I don't care what anybody says. The actual experience and the memory that the style of the console creates for you, that's why I like collecting them. That's why I have so many of them, is because like the RG355XX, it literally, it is minus the screen, because the screen is like superior to the Game Boy. But the Game Boy Advance, man, it reminds, actually, hang on. So I just want to show you this because it's a great example. It's still my favorite handheld. It reminds me exactly of a Game Boy Advance. Like it feels so good. I played this more than anything. I really do. I play this more than anything. It even has an HDMI L. So like I can literally like record this. I can whatever go sit over there. Unfortunately, it does stretch if you don't have a TV that will allow you to put it to the 4:3 ratio. Like when you put the HDMI in a 16:9 TV, it does like stretch it to the full screen, and you can't adjust it on this. So you have to do it manually with your TV. But I never do that. I just play it on the actual console. However, that's a good example of what I was talking about. And then you have like the Super Nintendo mini console. I mean, you can buy the Raspberry Pi versions, but like they actually have the Nintendo mini console. I don't understand why they haven't made a Nintendo 64 console, but they will eventually make a Nintendo 64 one. And then obviously there's already the Nintendo 64 ones on whatever Amazon, the like little Raspberry Pi ones. So that's why I collect them, dude, is because when you have a little teeny tiny Nintendo 64 sitting here, oh my God, I remember when I was playing Mario Kart with my buddy Josh, and then his bookshelf fell over. So like so this like it's just like funny stuff it reminds you of. And then you have the Super Nintendo over here, and then the Nintendo over here, and it just, each one creates memory. Like when I look at like the little Nintendo mini consoles, like the first memory that pops into my mind when I look at that is a family reunion. We had this, like there was a tent, and there was like these raffle tickets, and there was a bunch of stuff under the tent where you would buy a raffle in order to get the thing that you wanted to get. And there was a Nintendo there with like 60 friggin' games in the box, bro. Like I was like, oh my God. And my mom let me buy like so many raffles to win that thing. And I did actually win it. But yeah, dude. So like the Nintendo, so like if you just have a computer and you freaking launch like a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, PS2, PC, all in like every single console, it's like one, it's like overload. Two, you don't see the Nintendo 64. You don't see the Super Nintendo. You don't see the Nintendo. You don't see the Sega. So it doesn't create that memory, which for me, dude, that's the whole reason I still play these games. Is for the nostalgia, is for the memories. And then obviously exploring is also a part of it, and just playing new fun games I never played. Absolutely, that's a part of it. But the nostalgia part is the biggest reason for me. That's for me, dude. That's like the main thing. So this video is absolutely going to be edited down. This was such a long video. The main question, I'm probably going to cut out the whole like little life story there. I could actually, if this is something that you guys want to see more of, I can just like, I'll keep the actual file recording and then just leave a comment down in the comment section below. And I'll literally do what this entire video is pretty much about. Me just asking you, what consoles would you like to see me test on these things? What games would you like me to play on these things? What would you like to see from me? And then with those comments, all that does is give me video ideas to create a new video where you then leave more comments. Okay, try this game, try this console, which then that one, more comments, and then I do that. So it's like this endless cycle of just new video ideas. So if that is something that you guys want to see, I literally just do that, you know? So yeah, man, it's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Again, links to each of the consoles that you saw in this video will be down in the description below. I do have so there's a reason that I do this on Amazon. There's a list that I put together for you. And the reason I put a list together for you is because of the nature of what these things are. They're always being removed. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think about actually like doing some gameplay. And if like you want, I can actually do some like live gameplay, like actual playing games and just like having fun. But for this video, I just wanted to ask the question if that is something that you actually want to see, because I don't feel like studying my analytics and figuring that out. I'm just going to ask you like a normal human. All right. But yeah,